Alright everybody, welcome to a basic tutorial on how to scan when you are in the hole or when you're using the hole's PF. So I've got my scanning character here. This is a basic character, doesn't have all the skills trained. This is just a basic Heron. And we're going to use this to go ahead and scan our way out of the hole. So first off, for a fitting, we just have a basic fitting. I've got a cloaking device. Got your Sister's Core Probe Launcher, that just gives you a little bit extra scan strength with your 8 scanner probes. And then over here, I've got the different range finding and acquisition arrays. All these different arrays just add to your ability to scan down holes quickly. And it's pretty important for scanning character. So, let's go ahead and undock. Okay, now that we're out here in space, I've got my probe scanner over here to the side. Actually, I need to resize some of this stuff. My directional scanner down below. And then my overview and everything off to the side. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop since I'm just outside the station. So I can go ahead and tether up. And I'm going to drop my probes. And then I'm going to bring that probe size down to 0.25 AU. I am going to tell them to center the formation of my ship, and I'm going to say to go to a pinpoint formation. So by doing that and hitting analyze, this is going to put all the probes at a very close range right around my ship. And this is something important for when you jump into a new wormhole. You're able to just instantly scan down your own wormhole. So just kind of get in the habit of doing that after launching your probes. So of course we didn't get anything. Let's go ahead and we'll open up our solar system map. And we can see we got these two signatures here. We got our JEB. Let's do that. And our MIC. So let's go ahead and we'll start with JEB. So you can double click on the signature to center it. And then holding down Alt and using my mouse wheel, I can increase or decrease the size of my my scanning range. So I'm going to take that out to about 8 AU, and then I'm going to click and drag it over top of where that signature is. I'm going to zoom in, try to get that right in the middle, and then I'm going to double click, and that's going to shift me to the side view, and again I can shift this up and down. And what you want is you want this big red bubble to be fully within as many of your probes as you can. And 8 AU is a great starting point for that. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit Analyze. You can also use the shortcut button, which is B, or Bravo. And we're going to wait for this to come back. Okay. So it came back, and we have our hit here. We're going to finish scanning that down in a second, but let's talk about this other hit that's back here, this other wormhole. This other wormhole, or this other connection that we have, you can see that it has this long line. One of the things, whenever you get this long line, the object that you're trying to scan down is going to be as far away from the center of where you're scanning as possible. So this one that's right here, that's right next to us, is not going to give me a result. So if I were to pull my drones in and put them over here on this, and maybe increase that by 1, like so, I'm not going to get a hit when I scan this. So you see, all I did was just mess up my previous scan result. But if I go down here, and it looks like somebody actually already has scanned down this hole, and I center it on that guy and hit scan, there's my hit. So just remember, anytime that you get this line, your result is going to be the one you want to scan down is the one that is furthest from the center of where you're scanning. 100% of the time, that is where the object is going to be. So let's go ahead and finish scanning down this wormhole. We can really bring it in now since we got a good hit. And we already know where it is because of the bookmark, but just pretending we don't. Take this down to 1 AU. Okay, so we got our hit for the first one. Remember, this is where our hit's going to be, on this guy. So we'll keep it 1 AU. And we'll go ahead and bring this up. Bring it over. Alright, 1 AU I think is going to be a little too small, so let's pop that out to 2 AU. That looks good, and we'll scan. There we go. Got both. So at this point, I can go ahead and pull my drones in, and we can... first thing we're going to do is we're going to log our results, and then we're going to actually go down to those holes. So what do I mean by logging our results? Well, we use Pathfinder to get out of the hole and to record our results going everywhere, and so we're going to go over and do that. But what we want to do is we want to record these signatures so that way anybody coming after us will know if a new signature is in a system or if a signature disappears, things like that. It's just good, paperwork basically. It's good bookkeeping. So we click inside of our probe scanner window. I hit Control A to select all of the results, and I hit Control C to copy. And then I am going to go over to my Pathfinder window. I'm going to click on our home system of 161745, and I've got this little signatures window down here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the little clipboard to signature reader. It's going to pop up this new screen. I want to hit Control V to paste it, and you'll see that it pastes everything in. If there were additional entries here, you would also want to get in the habit of hitting lazy delete and delete leads to. And that will take care of anything that has been there for a while. But nothing here. We can still leave it like that. Then we hit update signatures. And so now those two signatures appear on our Pathfinder. All right, let's go back over and actually find out what those wormholes, where they're going. Okay, so we'll head over to Jeb first. And I always like to warp to within 30, and I'm usually cloaked up when I do. So that way we're going to be able to take a bookmark of the hole and also see like what type it is. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cloak up. And then now I can start heading in a random direction. And let's take a look at this wormhole. Okay, so this is an H296. I can look at it and see that, yep, new wormhole, hasn't had anything through it, and very large ships can go through. Then I can go back over to Pathfinder. And here we go. I can update my Jeb wormhole, and I can say this is an H296, which it already knows, so we know that that's going to lead into a C5. Cool. So going back into the game, I can right-click on here, I can do Save Location, and we're going to put this under the Wormholes bookmark, or the Wormholes folder, I should say. Save it for 2 days. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say this is going to be a C5. Its signature is JEB. And we don't know where it leads yet, so we're going to do 3 question marks. Okay, and then we submit that, and that bookmark has now been made. And now let's go over to the MIC wormhole, and we will do the same. Oh, don't want to go to 0. Go to 30. There we go. Now, you don't have to rely on Pathfinder to tell you exactly what type of wormhole it is. It does help when it's something like an H296 or something. You can also visually determine what the wormhole is, and I'll show you that here in a sec. Let's go ahead and start heading off and cloak up. And this guy, they already say it's a C6, so guarantee it is. So now visually, as you go around, you can see the elements of this wormhole. Right here, you've got this nebula. It's got these red clouds with that dark cloudy patch there. That's going to be the main feature that you look for. Every single wormhole has one of these kind of nebulas in it. And let's see if we can go ahead and pull this up over on Eve University. They've got a visual wormhole identification page. And this kind of helps you with that. So you can go through here, you can see all these nebulas they have for each of the different types of wormholes, as well as the different coloring for each wormhole. So we go down here to a C6, and we can see that that image right there is going to very, very closely match with what we're actually looking at. So we can say, yeah, that's definitely going to be a C6. So you can have that pulled up in order to make a determination as to what the wormhole type is, if it's not telling you because it's special type. So again, we're just going to check this out, make sure, yep, looks good, very large ships, awesome. And then we'd make our bookmark of which somebody has already made. And then we will go through each of the wormholes and update each system as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and warp back to the location that I just did, the JEB, and we are going to go through that wormhole and start scanning out the other system. Now, before we go through, I'm going to go ahead and right-click on my bookmark here. I'm going to say Edit Location to bring this up, because I'll be able to edit this on the other side of the wormhole. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump through the wormhole. Okay, and our new system is now going to be 170930. So what I do is I'm going to replace these 3 question marks with the last 3 digits, the 930, and submit it. And so now that way it is updated on the other side. And if we go back and look at our Pathfinder, we can see that we have our new connection. Now we can go here, because we went through this wormhole, we know it's this wormhole, and we can say, click on the leads to 930. That way, when this signature dies and we copy and paste the signatures again back in the home hole, and it's no longer there, it'll automatically delete this connection for us. Now we're in this new system, we'll go ahead and click on 930. There's no signatures here yet, so let's go ahead and get that fixed. Again, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to head up in a random direction, usually up. Up's usually good. I'm going to launch my probes. I'm going to set them to pinpoint formation and around my current ship and drop it to 0.25. And then I'm going to hit Analyze. And then I'm going to cloak up. And boom, there's my wormhole right there, QDD. That is the home hole. So I'm going to go ahead and set my bookmark, save this location. We're going to say this is going to be home. And then I'm going to do my paperwork. I'm going to copy and paste this into Pathfinder. So I do Control A, Control C. I come over to Pathfinder. Make sure I'm clicked on my new system. I click on the little signature reader, and I'm going to paste in my signatures. And we already have one that's set as a wormhole. So I hit my update signatures, and then I can set our leads to the 745. I don't really need to worry about the type going back. It's nice to fill in. You don't need to fill it in. You never really need to fill it in. Just the whatever system the wormhole leads to. Okay, and let's go back to Eve. and finish scanning the rest of this system. So pull up my system map, and first thing I want to do is there's a nice big group right here. So let's go ahead and take this out to 16 AU. And I'm just going to plop this right in the middle of all these signatures. Use that guy as the center point. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We'll scan, and hopefully we'll be able to narrow down a lot of these things right off the bat. Yep, we got some good hits. We got 4 really good hits that we can go ahead and scan down. So we'll start with NCM and then get these 3 bottom ones. So again, double click, bring it up. This is a 15% hit, so I should be able to take this down to probably 2 AU. And go ahead and get that centered. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like that. And we scan. You don't have to be nearly as precise as I am. It's just one of the things that I have to have it exactly where I want it to be. There we go. Perfect. Already hit that for the first one, so now we'll go to the THA. And again, just line it up. Line it up, and scan. Okay, so we got that one and another one, and remember that we want to go after the object in the line that is furthest away from my center point, which is going to be this one over here. So we go ahead and center that, bring it over here, and we can bring this in a little further, down to 1 AU, and we'll scan that. Boom, got it. And now YCH. Take that back up to 2. And again, just try to center it. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's just me. And we scan. All right, there we go. Good hit. Center. I'm going to drag this in by 2, so now we're at 0.5, and scan. And this looks to be a nice little junction system, because we've got lots of wormholes in here. Lots of content. Alright, so I've got all those wormholes scanned down. So now we're going to go ahead and scan the other 2 objects in the system. We'll start with this KBC. And remember, we're going to start at probably 8 AU. Nope, this guy's way out there, so we'll take this out to 16. He did not get a good scan on the first one. We got 2 lines. Go to our furthest one. Oop, oop, oop. There we go. And go ahead and center it. And we bring it in, usually so that way it's at about half of, covering about half the line, or a little less is usually roughly where you want it to be. Yeah, and there. I'm happy enough with that. Oh, we hit both of them. Cool. Got another wormhole. So center this. Take this down to our 1 AU. Got it. And then we've got this guy. I don't think this guy's scanned too well, so we're going to take this back up to 2. Hopefully that's good enough. Huh. Okay, nice little gas site. I'll go ahead and scan it down just in case anybody wants to run it later. Take that into 0.5 and scan. There we go. Now, once again, I'm going to go update Pathfinder with my new results. Again, just click in here, Control A, Control C, We switch over to Pathfinder and make sure we're on our system. We click on the little clipboard, the signature reader, and we're going to paste. And you'll see that it's updated the things that it didn't know what they were before. And again, you can click on the lazy delete and delete leads to, which will remove anything that's old, that's no longer there. We hit update our signatures, and now we've got everything filled out here. So now I'm just going to continue going through scanning the system, and as I do, I'm just going to fill in the leads to for each of these wormholes, just so that way, once the wormhole is closes and gets cleaned up, it'll just remove itself from the system. And then also, anybody coming behind me will know what is here, or if they, what they do is they take this and do a Control A, Control C, and then update the signature reader. They'll see if any new systems have popped up, or any new signatures have popped up, or if any signatures have gone away and need to be deleted. And that's just good practice to do for any wormhole that you're traveling through, just to keep everything up to date. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this real quick, what was that, about 20-minute tutorial? And you guys fly safe and have fun.